This is gonna get personal. It's a life of leisure, baby. I'm a real blusher. Oh. Some silence. Yes. Oh yeah. Performative. Silence. Silencio. Ay, ay.
Today's Tuesday and I started the Artist's Way last Monday. So it's been 1 week and I'm going to share with you some reflections on week 1 doing the Artist's Way by Julia Cameron. A course in discovering and recovering your creative self. I bought this book, I want to say like 2018. I've didn't attempt to undertake the Artist's Way until 2021, and I think I got maybe to week 3 and then I started a new job, life got in the way, blah blah blah. So now it's the end of 2024, December, and I thought I'm unemployed, so I need some purpose and meaning and routine in my life. So perfect time to try it again. So I'm just going to share with you my thoughts about the tasks. Okay. So she has 20 suggested creative affirmations. I picked 2 that sort of resonated. Number 9, my creativity always leads me to truth and love. And number 19, which I changed slightly, I am willing and unafraid to experience my creative energy to be vulnerable. So I need to remember to use those affirmations when I'm doing my morning pages. But I find them I don't like affirmations. I really resist them. I find them like childish or patronizing, cringe, like sickly sweet, too much feminine energy. I don't like it. Anyway, that's my issues, obviously. Some blurts that I came up with. 1, I'm not focused or disciplined enough. And then the affirmation composite to this is, I'm clear about what I want to pursue creatively and I'm capable of committing to and maintaining a regular practice. 2, the blurt. I don't want it enough. I just like the idea of it. I romanticize an artist's life. The affirmation, I have done deep moral inventory and painting is something I truly want to pursue vigorously. This is why I romanticize it and fawn over other artists' lives like tethers. Blurt number 3, I don't do it in my spare time. Therefore, I don't want it enough. And then the affirmation, I have not been very active in my spare time because I'm afraid of making bad art. This torments me. I want an active, consistent practice. Blurt number 4. My compositions aren't interesting or intellectual enough. There needs to be an underlying novel concept, something profound, informed by culture, society, art history, etc. I'm not smart enough, essentially. Number 4, the affirmations side to that. Through painting, I believe I will stumble upon novel ideas for compositions and concepts. Start and trust the process. Play fearlessly. Okay, task number 2. Take yourself on an artist date. You will do this every week for the duration of the course. A sample artist date, take $5 and go to your local Five and Dime, buy silly things like gold stickum stars, tiny dinosaurs, and postcards, sparkly sequins, glue, a kid's scissors, crayons. You might give yourself a gold star on your envelope each day you write, just for fun. So I did my artist date today. I left it to the last minute. That's okay. I went to the beach, which in itself is a cop-out because I live by the beach, but I went to the beach and I swam, and I never swim, and I also let myself lie on the beach, which I never let myself do either because why would I just lie around? That seems not very productive. Even though I love it, it's nice to, feel sun on your skin, the warmth, like be out in the elements, the sand, the wind, the sound of the ocean, all that jazz. So that was really nice. Task number 3. Time travel. List 3 old enemies of your creative self-worth. Be as specific as possible in doing this exercise. Your historic monsters are the building blocks of your core negative beliefs. Yes, rotten sister Anne Rita from 5th grade does count, and the rotten thing she said to you does matter. Put her in. This is your monster hall of fame. More monsters will come to you as you work through your recovery. It is always necessary to acknowledge creative injuries and grieve them. Otherwise, they become creative scar tissue and block your growth. This is going to get personal. So 3 old enemies of my creative self-worth. Number 1, myself. I never wanted to talk about my art practice when I was at uni. I was embarrassed to show my work and talk about it. For context, I studied art at uni, visual art. I'm not good at showing myself to anyone. I'm an extremely private person. I'm not good at opening up at all. Friends and family probably picked up on me shutting down the conversation if they ever asked about it. True, yeah. I'm a real blusher, and if anyone ever asked me, how's uni going, and what's your plan with art? What do you want to do with art? I would shut down the conversation completely and go bright red, and I hated it. I feel really sad for that me. No self-confidence in what I was doing. That was a really conflicting period of my life. I think I really wanted to be studying art at uni. I loved it so much. But then there was a side of me that was working hospitality, and I really wanted to fit in with that group of people and, have the same interests and hang out with them a lot. And that wasn't my true self, I don't think. And so I neglected my art self. And even though, I stayed the course of uni, So old enemy number 2, my mum. I think my mum used to say that she didn't believe I really wanted to be an artist. She said I never did it in my free time. I never went to galleries or events. I don't know if she ever asked me about my work at uni either. I felt like I was always battling against her, trying to prove I really wanted it. I really wanted to be there. Yeah. I don't think mum did take much of an interest in me studying art at uni, but I think that's just my mum. Yeah, I think we're just very different people, and she doesn't, maybe you can relate. I feel like my mum just talks at me constantly. I don't know, maybe I'm the narcissist, but I don't think I am. And not that she's a narcissist, but and she does care about me. I think she just shows it in different ways. Different love languages, if you will, maybe. Old enemy number 3. I can't really think. Mainly I was the issue. Okay, so I'm just going to reiterate that I was the issue. I feel like I always got praised by friends and family for my artistic skills, proclivities, aptitude. In my 20s, I surrounded myself with people whose values didn't align with mine. At the time, I wanted to fit in with them, and they didn't value art. To my own detriment, I was disengaged with my uni cohort. Okay, so that's just kind of going over what I've already said. Old enemies. So it's kind of just me and my mum. That's the story of my life. I'm a loner. My only friend is my mum, but it's kind of like a toxic friendship. But it's not toxic at the same time. Like, it also gives me, there's a lot of push-pull there. So task number 4. You may find it cathartic to draw a sketch of your old monster or to clip out an image that evokes the incident for you. Cartoon trashing your monster, or at least draw a nice red X through it. I drew my mum and put a cross through it. That's gonna focus. Sorry, Mum. I do love my mum. This is turning into a mum bashing. Mum. I don't remember specifics, but we definitely had screaming matches of her pointing out all the ways that I wasn't making an effort to live an artist's life. Not practicing enough, not going to galleries or events, not networking, etc. My mum doesn't know how to speak words of encouragement sometimes, and I can't tell her that because she tells me I'm too sensitive and she's too tired of my sensitivity. I stress her out too much. I'm disrupting her ability to enjoy a stress-free life. That's kind of the way our arguments always go. I'm too emotional. She just wants to relax. And I'm disrupting her peace, essentially. Okay. Task number 5. To whom it may concern. I've just realized I am writing this to myself. You were confused at the time, trying to find your identity, too fixated on your identity. You were enchanted by frivolous things in your orbit. You were lonely and insecure. You wanted to fit in. So you lost sight of painting. You were fighting to keep painting in your orbit, but your mum battered it out of sight, scolding you for trying to hold on to something you loved, but weren't showing love. Task number 6. I put mine on the chassis of my computer to cheer me as I write. I didn't do that, but I did write them in my journal. So 3 old champions. Mrs. Brown was always a cheerleader, although she worried I wouldn't do the work. The written essay, which I didn't do. This is year 12 for context. I remember her telling my mum that I should go and study at Adelaide Central School of Art. Sadly, art wasn't conceivable as a career, especially at an academic girls' private school that championed going into medicine, law, engineering. I won the Year 12 prize for practical art, which was pretty cool. I also won the Year 12 prizes for tennis and athletics. I think this arty athletic disposition has always confused me. They feel oppositional. I felt I had to pick one and abandon the other. I'm sure we all grapple with reconciling diverse characteristics, opposing characteristics in our constitutions. I wish I heard my art teacher back then. I don't think I realised you could study art at uni. I mean, I ended up studying art at uni anyway. Yeah, that wasn't as good as it should have been, but hey. Number 2, Christian Locke, my uni lecturer. So I eventually did find my way to art at uni in 2014. I thought Christian was amazing, and all the artists he exposed us to were so interesting. He'd ramble on a bit, but it was fascinating. He was always supportive, even though I didn't give him much. He made sure I got a good studio space in final year. I won the final year painting prize, which he congratulated me for. I suppose he chose me. He was supportive in a low effort way that I respect because he put a lot of energy into his own practice. Fair. 3. I'm giving my mum some credit. I guess I should give my mum some credit. She gave me a lot of creative activities as a child. True. And encouraged my practice. I did beading, harmer beads, marbling, tie-dyeing, painting, clay bead making, friendship bracelet making, braiding, plaiting, all of it. I really loved making jewellery, which led me to enroll in jewellery courses at uni, alongside drawing, painting, and printmaking. I think I have memories of Mum telling me she liked everything I made. Yeah, she did. I think she was always like, oh wow, what are you making? That looks great. Did all kids do more physical art play in the 90s before iPad baby generation? I'm not sure. Or was my mum unique? I think she was probably unique. Number 7, time travel. Select and write out one happy piece of encouragement. Write a thank you letter. Mail it to yourself or to the long lost mentor. I think I was really lucky to have a very supportive Year 12 art teacher, Mrs. Brown. She let me whack whatever I needed from the local art shop onto the school's tab willy-nilly, but I think I'll write to my uni lecturer, Christian. I think I got really lucky. I really like his work, and so I really appreciate being exposed to all the artists he looked up to and presented to us. Being awarded the painting prize was very cool. I don't know what I thought about it at the time. I was having a hard time feeling very fish out of water at uni. I wanted to be there, yet I wanted another life. I falsely desired another life, trying to fit in with my hospo crew. I can't think of any other specific encouragement, just a general support in where I was headed and the aesthetic choices I was making. Number 8. Imaginary lives. If you had 5 other lives to lead, what would you do in each of them? I would be a pilot, a cowhand, a physicist, psychic, a monk. You might be a scuba diver, a cop, writer, blah, 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 blah. Whatever occurs to you, write it down. Do not overthink this exercise. So I wrote off the bat, marine biologist, and then I thought of Ocean Girl, Australian TV show that you should watch if you haven't watched, made in 1994 to 97. R&B dancer, carpenter, monk, and yoga teacher, Pilates teacher, because I kind of want that. And then the second part, look over your list and select one, then do it this week. I tied that into my artist date today, so I went to the ocean and swam, and underwater I embodied Ocean Girl, who's sort of a marine biologist-esque. So that was my completion of number 8. Number 9. In working with affirmations and blurts, very often injuries and monsters swim back to us. Add these to your list as they occur. Work with each blurt individually. Turn each negative into an affirmative positive. You'll never be good enough at painting. I had this intrusive thought this morning, actually. All will come with practice, time, and patience. I think that's my affirmative action. And then I talked about, I had a vivid dream last night about wearing bikini bottoms that were too small. They were digging in, squishing my fat, a very unflattering sight. I guess I have a fear of being fat. Sometimes I think, oh God, this is very personal. Sometimes I think my scales are lying to me, or mum has played with them to trick me into thinking I'm not gaining weight when I am. So I just have continuous, as a lot of women do, continuous insecurities about our weight, equating to worth. So my affirmative, my weight does not equal worth. I need to be nourished, to have energy, to give back to the world. True. If you're not eating, then you're just like lying in bed, idle, not contributing to the world. Obviously it's a mental health issue. Anyway. Number 10. Take your artist for a walk, the two of you. A brisk 20-minute walk can dramatically alter consciousness. I went for a walk this morning. I walked the dogs at the beach, which was glorious. Got a little bit of my social interaction for the day, which is nice. Interacting with other dog owners because I am chronically a loner. I actually wrote something. I walked the doggies this morning, which is always nice. I get a little bit of social interaction, which is good for a chronically alone person like myself. It makes me feel good to help mum when she's working. Plus, it's a stunning 32 degrees. It was really beautiful at the beach. Beginning of summer. Very nice summer vibes down there. Okay, this is taking a long time, but the check-in question. So, how many days this week did you do your morning pages? 7 out of 7? We always hope. How was the experience for you? I completed the morning pages every day. However, I only got through 1.5 pages on one day. So I guess I only get half a point that day. There was no day that I completed the pages first thing in the morning. Not sure if that matters. I'm a creature of obsessive ritual. I really am. I like to have my mini first breakfast, fruit yogurt, tahini. Then I like to do my yoga, and then I have a shower. And there's also scroll time, doom scrolling in that time, which is a terrible habit that I have. And then I have a second breakfast, which is salad with a yogurt hummus dressing. And also if mom's working, then I'll take the dogs out. The point is I usually don't get to my morning pages until 11 a.m. I probably don't get to my morning pages until 11 a.m. I don't know if that's an issue, but I'm unemployed, so it's a life of leisure, baby. Check-in number 2. Did you do your artist date this week? Yes, I did. Yes, of course, we always hope. And yet artist dates can be remarkably difficult to allow yourself. True. What did you do? How did it feel? Yes, I got my artist date in last minute today. I ended up going for something super easy. I live by the beach, but I don't really ever swim or allow myself to go down and lie in the sun. So I did that. I worked number 8 task into it in a way, a bit of a reach. The concept was I go and swim underwater and pretend I'm the girl in Ocean Girl. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's an Australian kids show made in 1994 that went until 1997. But I feel like I was older when I watched this, but maybe not. The main character is this girl who lives at the ocean. Cool girl, disheveled, distressed dress, salty wild hair, tanned fit, ocean, blue eyes, social justice warrior protecting the reef, tropical beach vibe. Yeah, I kind of want to go and rewatch it, but I'm sure that'll ruin the nostalgia for me because I'm sure it can't live up to my memories, as anything can't. Back to reality. The swim was super nice and refreshing. I embodied Ocean Girl, then laid out in the elements for a bit before it got too windy and a little chilly. But yeah, it felt great. It was nice. I didn't paint today, but I went on my artist date. I don't know if that's good or not. Number 3, that actually a good segue. Number 3, were there any other issues this week that you consider significant for your recovery? Describe them. Doubting all the tasks, journaling, check-ins, artist date, etc. I think it's helping me process things and think more deeply about my goals and what I want, but I also think I'm in a good headspace to just do the creative act opposed to all this rain dance paraphernalia, which isn't actually doing the thing. Hopefully it's setting me up long term to get in a better mindset in general to do the creative act, but secondly, just doubting my abilities. Yeah, this is a big one too. While reassuring myself the painting quality doesn't matter, and also I'm a novice, what do I expect? Impatience and doubt are plaguing me. As always, yes, I'm comparing my novice self to, masters out there. Yeah, it's self-inflicted suffering, It's got to enjoy the process, trust the process. I'll get there, 10 years. It might take 10 years before I produce a nice painting, but that's okay. I like the process, I do. Thirdly, filming my experience on one hand is probably keeping me accountable and helping me think more deeply. True. Also just making more work for myself. Oh yes, and there's a lot of work actually to make a YouTube video about this. Also this YouTube video is going to be really shitty. Hence less time. No, I'm going to correct that. This YouTube video is going to be great. Hence less time to do the painting. But actually I've always wanted to make YouTube videos, so maybe painting and video making can both be the skills I hope to develop through this course. Yeah, I've decided this course, I'm doing 2 creative acts. Painting is one creative act and video making is the second creative act. And then I'm taking stock of days that I painted. So I painted 4 out of 7 days this week, which is, I'm very proud of myself. Yeah. And when I say days, I mean, I think on 2 days I painted for 2 hours, and then on 2 days I painted for 4 hours, I think. So yeah, that's kind of my limit. I need to get better at. Anyway, videos made this week, 0, but I've done a lot of filming and I can start editing now that the week is over. So I guess videos made will kind of be a week behind. Oh. So quick reflection of week 1. I'm really enjoying it. Obviously I'm unemployed at the moment, so it makes it really easy to do. So I can't imagine doing all this work with a job. Yeah, and one question I have is, like, I've done the painting on my own. You know, there's nowhere in here is it like, do the creative act that you want to do. Maybe that comes later though. It's just sort of, I guess, priming us to open ourselves, unblock ourselves. I've done a lot of talking. Respect to all YouTubers out there who talk into a camera. I'm not very articulate. Sorry. Hopefully I'll get better at that. But yeah, this is fun. Week 1. Oh, why would I do that? I don't do that in real life. God, being on camera really makes you want to perform, doesn't it? I need to be normal, not performative. Yeah, thanks for watching. Leave a comment, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.